finally back, and race week's finally back after a 2 week break. Shout out Russia GP. Yeah, it feels good to be talking about some racing this week and actually seeing Twitter come alive. But Chris, how we feeling, dude? We got the Singapore GP.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Singapore Sunday at Singapore GP.
Sunday at Singapore, the sassy chassis. I don't know, dude. I'm trying to do Anchorman shit right now.
No, yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, we kind of pretty much took 2 weeks off also with the break, and it was much needed. Got a trip down to
Yeah,
DC. We raced go karts, and that was fun.
dude, yeah, Chris came into town. We raced go karts. He had his nice little engagement party. Congratulations to the boy.
Thank you,
I was
sir.
moving house. It was a busy last couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, hey, it was supposed to be the Russian GP. We all know what happened there. I'm not even gonna touch on it, but we had a 2 week break, and now we're in Singapore this weekend, and with stuff being kind of quiet, and like now I mean, everybody really knows all the stuff that's been out, but yeah, it's just an exciting week to have racing back. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I got to say I'm a little bummed that my GoPro footage didn't turn out right
I
for
know,
the
dude.
race, but I didn't have the right equipment with me, so maybe next time we'll get a good video of the lockup podcast boys throwing down on the track. I gotta say Tyler was the faster of us, but hey, there's always next time.
Hey, just know that the lockup was 1-2 all weekend.
1-2,
Just,
brother, one
just know
two.
we were locking out the grid, whatever it took.
We
But
had we had the two fastest times of the day, so
we did. We actually did. And name a better duo. I bet you fucking can't. Okay.
yeah,
Like,
think of one.
but man, I guess we can really just kick off what we know for sure this week, and we'll get into some race predictions and talk about some qualifying and shit like that. But I mean, I guess we can just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. Lewis Hamilton, three year contract at his
No, no,
age.
no, no, no.
What?
I got trolled on that one. I got baited.
No. Oh, I see the
I
note
said on the notes,
now.
yeah. It was a Twitter account. So
Well,
this is actually
we
really
got
funny because
baited
we got
too.
trolled. Yeah. So there was a Twitter account that was posting stuff from 2012, and that was when Lewis signed his 3-year deal with Mercedes.
Oh,
So
that's.
yeah,
Oh,
I saw
man.
the two at the end and thought it was 2022. I was like, geez, I thought he had
Yeah,
a
I was
3-year deal
just.
already. I didn't know he was already going for three.
I mean, yeah, man, you literally say it right here in the notes, bro. I started at the top. I see it now that it's in the same freaking column. I just got absolutely played and set up live on the show, but it was my own
Yeah,
damn fault.
yeah, we got baited. But the real elephant in the room here is that Zhou Guan Yu's doing his he re-signed with Alfa
I
Romeo.
mean, I understand. I'm sure he's had that contract signed for a while, but just the way Alfa Romeo was talking about it, it's like I feel like it should have been a no-brainer. This is honestly since what 2018 when Charles Leclerc went to Alfa Romeo, then halfway through the season signed with Ferrari, and then Kimi Raikkonen was going back to Alfa Romeo. Like, I mean that's been your best lineup since then, I think, because in my opinion, Antonio Giovinazzi, yes, he's a good driver, but
Is he?
he's very Ocon esque to me.
Look, there's a reason why he's a reserve driver right now.
Yeah, yeah. It's
And Joe's been I think he's been killer. Like he's definitely had some problems with the car, reliability of the car, and then B, like he's a rookie, so he made some mistakes on the track. But I mean, we've seen him get points. We've seen him finish ahead of his teammate several times, and his
I mean,
teammate
yeah.
is a freaking veteran, the
This
former
last race,
Mercedes
he's finished
driver.
10th. He got a points finish.
Yeah, he's got a couple points finished. He got points before Mick Schumacher did.
I know, and you can't. We've played the rookie card time and time again. Now we've given Max his or not Max. We've given Schumacher his leash, but you're right in saying of he's gonna have to step up once in a while, which he is now. Which he's I think Mick, with the situation going on with Haas, he's just kind of caught in the middle of the crossfire of Haas don't really know really what they want to do with drivers right now. Now they've become an attractive team again, um, and Mick, there's besides Haas, there's only two other seats he can really go, and both aren't really like awesome right now,
Yeah,
especially with the
well,
announcement of Joe.
I heard from Gunther Steiner was saying, I didn't hear from him directly, but I
Yeah, I was
heard
about to
him
say, you got him
say,
on speed dial, bro, or what?
I
Like,
got him on speed dial. Houston boys. But no, he was been he said that they haven't talked with Mick Schumacher about him staying with the team, but they're also saying that Mick hasn't reached out to them to talk about it either. So
I
it's
mean,
kind
yeah,
of just
maybe
like,
the feeling's mutual, but I guess like I don't know.
I mean,
I mean, maybe you are right. Maybe Mick feels some type of way.
but here's the thing. I feel like it's more so on the constructor. Like
I
you
mean,
don't
yeah,
you would expect them like you're playing for a team, right? You
a
know,
driver wants to feel wanted.
you expect your team to reach out and be like, "Hey, dude, like we like what you're doing. You ready to talk about next year?" Not Mick. Hey guys, please can I have a new contract?
Yeah, we will see. Like
You think Lewis
it's
Hamilton goes to Mercedes and asks for a new contract?
hey guys, so just wondering about next year. Am I still wearing the black jumpsuit? Yeah, like
Am I
no, he
still the
doesn't.
best of all, the greatest of all time?
Am I still the goat to y'all? It's like it. But no, you're right. You're a driver now. I think it varies the situation on who needs to want more the most. But you're right with mixed situation and with 80% of the other situations, it very much should be of hey, you're a good driver, you know that, but we want you on this team. We want it was McLaren when they signed Danny Rick, not when they fucking let him go. It's they genuinely wanted him. They genuinely wanted him 2 years before that, before Renault, and it just didn't work out. But like
Mm-hmm.
now with you're right, if Mick has to go out and beg for a contract, or like Latifi is probably knocking on everyone's goddamn door to stay in F1, or like
Now,
it's really tough.
yeah, I think there's a difference though between finding a spot in another team. I think that's where you might want to be the proactive one doing that. Like you have a job, you expect your
You're
job
right.
likes you, they're gonna give you a raise or promotion or whatever they do. And if you're not happy with your job, then you go and look for another one. So if you're going to look for another team, then that's on the driver to go and look for that team. But if you're, putting up results for your team, like that's up for your team to start the conversation, you know?
Do we know the? I get no. We definitely don't know this. I was gonna say it'd be interesting after this podcast. I think I'm gonna go look up the agents of some of these drivers and see if they share agents and see if I notice like a pattern and what they like what all their contracts look like or how they go about either staying with teams or changing teams. I'd be interested to see that because if it's anything like other sports and agencies and representing other people, like you can definitely tell what agents are out there for like they go where the money goes or they go where the loyalty goes. They go where
Mm-hmm.
because Haas could be like, "Oh yeah, we'll pay you good money, but it's only going to be for 1 year, and it's going to be year to year basis, basically, and you're going to be there's no like real job security." Or you can go with the loyalty route and go, "Hey, S. Martin, give me a 3 year deal like Fernando Alonso, and give him opt outs out of each one, and pay him whatever he wants. Give him job security for the next 3 years on his terms." But like maybe the final payout number isn't as big as the 1-to-1 years you would get a Haas or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's differences of like, you know, is Mick valuing the loyalty that that he wants to see out of Haas way more than he is a paycheck at another team or a paycheck or like the job security of like, hey, you can come race over here and we want you for the year and we'll give you this bag, but I know you're looking for two or I know you're looking for three or I don't know. I also don't think Mick's in that position to look for multi-year contracts. I think he is very much a year-to-year driver right now.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know he's not like I know him and Magnussen are basically on the same page, but I almost feel like that about Magnussen. I literally think the dime stops at like guys like Sergio that wants more than 1 year. He wants like 2 or 3, or guys like Carlos Sainz or Lando Norris, which he already inked his deal, so he's off the grid. Like, it's like your
I mean, I guess.
VBs. Like,
I mean, look, I think it depends on what team you're going to. Like, if you're Mick,
that's fair.
you're not going to go to like Ferrari or someone and do a multi-year deal. Like, you'd be if you go to Williams, you can definitely lock in a multi-year deal.
I mean, true. Yeah, you're right. But that's the thing. If he wants to stay at Haas, because until Williams can like actually prove, like, trust me, they're proving it with they proved it with DeFreeze, but that was he had some starting help. He was
Dude,
way up the grid. So
I
I
saw
I
this
will give
tweet.
him that.
I
Go
saw
for
this
it.
tweet and it said, uh, "What if the Williams car is actually good and Nick DeFries is like the best driver ever, or something like that?" And they were like, "What's his name? And Albin's not as good as we all thought." And I'm like,
I mean,
I don't know if I'm
what if,
following
man?
that, but
Like, it is a what if, but I will say this: DeFreeze and Albon together, just like I would have been stoked if some weird thing happened of if Albon found himself on McLaren and it was Lando and Albon. That's just as an exciting pair to me. But if Nick DeFreeze and if you can trade in old Nicky for a new Nicky, like it would be super sick to watch Albin and DeFreeze actually like battle out, because I think on any given weekend either can out qualify each other. So like that would actually be an exciting Williams team. I would bank on seeing. And Albin gets that job security too. He signed a 2 year, I think. So this is 1 year. And he's there for another year, and I'm pretty sure he has an opt out year. So that you could have 2 good years for Williams, and they could really prove themselves like next year. Because I'm chalking this year.
and honestly, I said this last time. I feel like uh, the Williams car, they've done something right by having the absolute fastest car, and it shows that the team is like moving
Yeah.
in a direction, or it might not be the perfect direction. Like they have their flaws in the car, but they at least nailed one section like better than everyone else.
No, I agree with you. They picked something they wanted to do. Hey, I want to make the fastest car in a straight line, and they achieved that goal. So now all you got to do, since you figured that out this year, and now the regulation changes aren't changing, and you can virtually take this car into next year with all your data, it's a brand new car, all that. Now that you've got that down, move on to what would you go to next? Aerodynamics or durability?
I mean, they definitely have a bit of a durability and reliability problem, but I feel like they can keep their top speed, keep that design going, and just work on ways to add on like maybe medium speed corners, high
Yeah,
speed cornering ability, and just stick to where your strengths are.
I
I
would
don't think
take
you
I
want to
would take
go.
chicanes next. Anything to aid you in chicanes next. I like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but yeah, like you're not going for a high downforce design, so I wouldn't be trying to compete at like you see how Red Bull and Ferrari kind of have their own respective parts of the track that they're faster at, and you
Yeah.
just have to maintain that design mentality. I feel like.
No, I mean, yeah. If they could really do that and figure a little bit more out even this next year, and say they do have Albon and DeFreeze, they would actually be building something pretty special over there. And they would, if my, depending on what Haas decides to do, which I do hope they re-sign Schumacher, but like I don't know. I don't know. I want Kevin Magnussen in F1 too, but like I feel like Haas they had the shakeup in the off season with sponsors and lineups and blah 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 all that, right? But like they need a shake like they need a big shakeup of a driver. I want to see Schumacher paired with like someone like noticeably better than him to
I
to
gotta
get
say,
to get someone
yeah,
pushing him.
I want to say like Mick and Danny Ricardo would be a perfect
I
situation right there.
mean, like, and I hate that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think you said it a couple episodes ago. I think Magnuson should be where Mick is, and Mick should be the re-signee right off rip. And
Yeah, I think they definitely jumped the gun re-signing Magnuson, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you're right. A fucking like Ricardo and Schumacher would actually be really cool, and that would be a shakeup for Gunther, a shakeup for Haas. I mean, you're bringing sponsors. Freaking Danny Rick.
Because
Everybody loves Danny Rick. Like,
we've seen you can't pair Mick with a rookie because it didn't get anything. They didn't get anything out of that. You need to have a more experienced driver paired with him because he's a rookie as well.
yeah,
Like
you have
it's his
like
second
there was
year.
like zero compare. Like, what do you compare two rookies to when they're both on your team?
Yeah, exactly. And you saw immediately with when Magnuson, he had a great start to the year, and I think that really pushed Mick to actually get points. I think if he wasn't there, he would have just been coasting and had no pressure, no expectations.
Yeah, I mean, and then like we have this freaking rumor coming out that in the same you know that meme. I know you've seen the video of like F1 memes and people like it's like compilations of funny F1 moments or whatever when Hulkenberg came over to Magnussen in the middle of the interview and said, "Hey mate, suck my balls, mate." Or Magnussen told Hulkenberg to suck his balls and like now apparently like there's rumors of Hulkenberg maybe being in the running for that Haas seat and having Magnussen and Nico on the same team. It's just not like a it's not like something I'm like, holy shit, we got to keep an eye on Haas next year. Magnussen is and Hulkenberg out of his whole entire career has even yet to sniff of F1 podium. Like
Yeah,
it's it's
that just
like
feels like a step backwards for them, in my opinion.
I that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I think they should have re-signed Schumacher, ditched Kevin, sorry Kevin, and signed Danny Rick because he belongs in F1. But that's me being biased. But like, I mean,
I
hey,
think, I mean, they didn't know that Danny Rick was going to be up and
yeah,
available. I feel like
yeah,
I
you're right.
guarantee they're definitely pissed right now that they didn't hold out a little bit, but uh, they got to deal with what they've done, so they're gonna have to accept that, I guess.
Yeah, this flew under the radar a little bit though. Along with Nick DeFries, Logan Sargent. What do you think his chances are?
I think they're less likely than Nick, but apparently I've heard that Williams is looking to Nick DeFries and maybe even Logan Sargent. So interesting. I'm here for that. Personally, I want to see the American driving, but
Oh no, yeah. I mean, just to be straight up biased, it'd be super cool for an American driver in a predominantly like what would you say European? Uh, I mean, it's mainly European.
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
European drivers.
yeah. Basically, yeah, you're right. Basically, all European drivers. But it's like that would be cool as hell. Give me a Dodge F1 team. That'd be cool as hell too. But
Yeah, we've been saying that for a minute too.
Dude, that like it'd be super dope. But I mean, like you're right though. I think the clear cut signee is Nick DeFries. I don't think you go with anyone else. I think that's a
Well,
person that obviously proved.
hear me out on this one.
Okay,
Is that really the obvious answer? Because Nick DeVries is 27 and
okay,
Logan's 21.
that's fair. But like
You know,
fair. But Williams have done the young driver thing for like ever. Like I mean, it would just be like I don't know. I just don't think they're George Russell. Like the dude did 3 years in Mercedes training camp, basically, and then
hmm
he was just cherry picked at the perfect time because Lewis Hamilton needed a new duo. Valtteri wanted to be the leader on another team. Who's the obvious thing? Oh, let's get Mr. George Russell. Like, yeah,
So you think that if they get another young driver, it's more likely that he ends up leaving the team?
yeah, they're just
Whereas
going
if
to
they get
develop
Nick,
him just to go to another mundane team, and whereas they get Nick DeFries, and they actually make steps of like you said earlier, they got the straight line speed right. So,
Mhm.
imagine if they got just one other thing right while still seeing the finish line because they're pretty reliable already. So it's
Yeah, the
like
Mercedes power unit is
yeah,
phenomenal.
there's literally no complaints. And it's like I don't know. I just feel like their ceiling is really, yes. Is Williams' floor really low? Yeah, their floor is pretty low for where they could operate. But what they've shown with this year, their ceiling could be very high with an actual competent driver lineup of we have Alex Albon because Alex is still on the younger side, and
He
then
is, yeah.
you have Nick DeFries, but they're both driving like they are championship leaders and actually are out qualifying each other. We already seen that Nicholas Latifi doesn't do friggin' anything, and then like, yeah, we could do the other, let's get this young driver, let's literally just let him learn in our car and go succeed somewhere else. I think Williams wants some of that success back. They're tired of being the training grounds of other
Hmm.
other like well accomplished drivers. Like the highlight of their career is them moving on from Williams. You know what I mean? Like it's I think they're kind of done with that.
I feel you. Yeah, no, I think that, when you put it that way, I have to agree. I mean, I think there's a benefit of having a younger guy because he's got more room to grow. But like you said, with that room to grow means they're going to grow into a new team that's better.
Exactly.
So
There is no like their growth, their little segment of evolving into growing into what they want to be literally starts with leaving their team. Like
yeah,
it gets old after a while.
yeah,
It's
that's fair. And then I guess so. We talked a little bit about Haas. They have one seat open. We talked a little bit about Williams. They have one seat open. I mean, we might as well talk about Alpine. Like they still have their seat open, and they can't get over what happened to them.
Yeah, and what's bad about that whole thing is one, like you said, they're still talking about it and bringing it up as if it's like brand new news. Okay, it's time to get your closure. He's already like mentally left your team, so go ahead and accept it now. Now you have to figure out who the hell's gonna take your seat, and as of right now, nobody in that camp even can tell you confidently who the top five are, like, let
Yeah,
alone 10.
it's funny because it seems like every week there's a new driver that's vying in the competition for
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Alpine seat. Or I guess a lack of competition because they still haven't got someone.
And when this first started, we thought it was going to be a direct one for one. Piastri going to McLaren, Danny Rick going to Alpine, boom, problem solved. Like literally, the thing being said, those whole 48 hours of all that stuff coming out was, oh yeah, it's going to be a one for one. Now we went down the line of all the available ones that are competent, and now we're going into the realm of possibilities of we could see the first female driver on the grid with Chadwick. Like it's like they're considering freaking everyone. They're literally considering freaking everyone under the sun right now.
They've
Sure,
thought
there's
about
some clear front runners, but I mean,
they thought about Pierre Gasly. They've thought about Mick apparently. They've thought about Danny Rick apparently. They've thought about Nick DeVries apparently. Like, yeah, it
they,
seems like every week there's a new guy in the running.
I'm telling you, man. And who leads their team, brother? Otmar. He doesn't
Yeah,
know a damn thing. I'm standing and dying on that hill. He is rank F on my tier list of team principals.
get him out of F1.
Dude, like, I just, and sure, sure, I understand, like, Ocon's sitting there, it's an all French team. It would be cool if Gasly went there, you'd have an all French lineup on an all French team, and I think Gasly and Ocon would be pretty decent. Maybe Ocon wouldn't be fucking mid con anymore, but like, it's like, what do you, I don't know, dude. They got finessed ultra hard about all of this. Uh, And then two, they have freaking Omar not even knowing what to do. And then I don't know, dude. Shit is just super backwards over there at the Alpine camp.
I will say it would be cool if they did get the first female driver in F1.
Dude, it'd be awesome. It would save all their publicity of we went through all through that. Obviously, I'm not listen. I before I'm not saying they would just sign a female driver for publicity because she's badass. I'm gonna go ahead on record say that she is badass. I actually got to. like physically watched some of her races now. Dude, Chadwick, she can hold her own for sure, and I would love to see her in F1. But the amount of shit that's gone thrown on Alpine, that'd be the coolest headline ever to see her debut her Formula One career with Alpine. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, honestly, I never thought about it this way, but it seems like F1 and racing in general is a sport where like men and women can equally compete. Like, there's not really like
I mean,
a
yeah,
major advantage, honestly.
no, you're in machinery, and the advantage
It's
is
equal
your team better.
machinery.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna throw up the big quotes, equal machinery,
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, depending on where you're at.
yeah. I mean, if that team's got that price tag, you ain't gonna be an equal machinery. But no, I mean, well, the last re-sign before we actually move into Singapore, Yuki, he announced his yay Yuki. I don't know, man. That just
Yay,
feels like
Yuki.
yeah, I know. It's like sweet, we got Yuki. Are we still like are we riding with Pierre, or like the situation's weird still with AlphaTauri?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're sticking with Yuki and Pierre and just riding it out. I mean, I don't know. It seems
I
like
guess
maybe,
they're just at the mercy of Helmut Marko. So
yeah, and yeah. I mean, honestly, Alpha Romeo, or I mean, not Alpha Romeo, Alpha Tari, they're one of the teams I'm the least excited about. They might be my like work, the team I dislike the most,
they
honestly.
literally have become so forgetful. It's weird. I understand what you're trying to say. It's like
Like,
it's really weird.
sure, you guys are better than Williams and a handful of other teams, but like, I care for Williams more. Like, I'm more invested in their story than Alpha Tari.
I mean, what it like I mean Esteban Ocon's been mid all year, but I think the middest team all year has been AlphaTauri. I think literally everything about them has screamed doing just enough to get by, but like not nearly anything to for anyone to really care that you're on the grid right now. You had a couple DNFs this year. Your teammates constantly race against each other, but in a bad way. Yuki's fiery every other weekend, crying and just panicking and yelling at the slightest bit of inconveniences. Like it's weird. It's a weird culture at not Alpine, freaking AlphaTauri right now. It's I don't know. It's just odd. Very
Yeah,
very
I
very
think
mid.
I think we should make it a constructors tier list soon. Like, this is just speaking that one to me.
Especially 3/4 away of the season.
Yeah, let's do that event like one of these weeks coming up. But yeah, I think that's most of the news that we've seen. But let's jump right in, dude. We got Singapore coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we have
Are you
Singapore coming
excited?
up off a 2 week break. Yeah, it actually gives me a freaking Sunday to look forward to now that we got football and racing on the same day. I'm stoked for that, by the way.
Oh
Literally start
yeah.
start the morning with racing, and then you know keep it going with shit talking all of our friends in fantasy football. Like,
So how long are you going to be sitting in front of your TV come this Sunday? Because we got F1, and I think that rolls right in. That should finish, and maybe you got time to eat a little breakfast. Then you got your first NFL game, and then after that game's over, there's
you
another
got your
game, and after
second
that game's
NFL
over,
game.
there's another game.
I was about to say, like, Sunday's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna be the first weekend I haven't had to move anything either. It is going to be a vibe fest. It,
Nice.
it it is really gonna be awesome. But nah, being in
Oh,
Singapore after this long,
and
bro.
and we're playing each other in fantasy football this week,
Oh,
so
we
prepare to
are.
lose.
We are. The Lockup Podcast is pinned against each other once again, and we are playing fantasy football. And I just want to say, if this is in Dynasty or
It's
redraft,
not. It's in the
if
redraft
it's in
league.
redraft, I'm 3-0. So bring it.
Well, I'm 2-1, and my team's better than yours, so.
Yeah, well, nana nana boo boo. How about that? but
We're
nah,
both
man.
about to be 3-1 after this week, but
Oh,
enough
shut
of that.
up. No, Singapore. I believe the last time we went to Singapore was 2019.
Yeah, it's been like 3 years, I believe.
And you want to know who the last
Yeah,
winner in Singapore was?
hit me with it.
Sebastian Vettel, the goat.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
sir.
like, but we're back in Singapore. We all know what happened the last 2 years, COVID shit. But like, it's it's good to be back, and now I'm pretty sure actually it's a night race. If I'm not mistaken, Singapore always been a night.
It is, yeah, and it's also right smack dab in the middle of monsoon season. So
Oh, Lancey
we're gonna get
Stroll, is he gonna surprise?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he's not.
I think it's gonna be a wet race.
Oh, it's got to be. If we're smack dab in the middle of monsoon season and all this is happening, yeah, it's already looking like it's going to rain this weekend too. So, I mean,
And
I'll
I've
be
heard
I'll be keen to see this.
I haven't seen every race here, but I've heard that it's basically destined to have a safety car.
I mean, yeah, isn't Singapore pretty high up there on like the pretty dangerous tracks of all time or something like that? But like,
I think
it's really good, but it's pretty dangerous. It's basic. It's like a little bit more open city circuit.
yeah, and I think I've heard that it first debuted in 2008, I want to say,
Oh
and
damn.
every year has had a safety car.
Oh yeah, if that's the stat, then of course there's going to be a safety car. And you have to think about it. Gotifi's on his farewell tour, so he's about to leave his mark.
Oh no, no,
Like,
you didn't.
dude, like I'm telling you, if that's the stat, and there's been a safety car ever since then, since 2018, and what, 10 years, or 2008 to 2018, that's 10 years, 19, 11, 12, 13, 14 years, like that, that that'd actually be kind of dope. But like,
Yeah. So I guess you're predicting here that Latifi's going to cause a safety car.
I mean, if it's raining, it'll either be Latifi, Stroll, Mick, or like, I don't know, maybe a I don't know, maybe a Ferrari, maybe a Ferrari. I like
Oh,
I hate to say it, dude. It's been too. Hopefully, like, I hope teams hit a hard reset right now because we are very much in the home stretch. So it's
hmm.
like, Ferrari need to do something because we've all seen the memes. Max Verstappen is about to beat Ferrari by himself, like
Jeez.
literally by himself with his points total.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the plan here? What do they plan on doing?
You know what? I think first I want to go back to that. I do see that Ferrari causing a safety car could be a likely scenario, and it sucks to say that. But I think I'm ready to just jump into my race predictions. I think Leclerc is winning the race.
And we have the boy in red winning the race. You know what? Just because we had this break because we were supposed to have another race and we didn't, as much as I want to see it, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you. I do
He's due,
think
man.
I
He's
do
due for
think
a win.
Leclerc is he needs to show he needs it to build his confidence back for the rest of the season just to salvage what he can. But he's due for a win. I think slight inconveniences happen to Max. Maybe he has a bad qualifying. Maybe he has something happens in the race. Maybe Max himself causes a safety car. But like uh,
Unlikely.
it is unlikely, but all right. I want to hear your next two, and then I'm gonna wait to hear yours, and then I'll compare because I think I got
Okay.
mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go number one Leclerc, number two Max, and then third place. I'm gonna have to say it, George Russell.
Man, Mr. Consistent. Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. I like George
Actually,
at third.
no, yeah, yep. I'm sticking with it. I can't change my mind now. Sorry.
I guess so. Max at second or first is always safe. I'm always gonna say that, and I think everybody should already know that that's probably the safest bet you can make on
And and
any of
and
these
and
races.
if it rains during the race, Max is definitely top five, one of the best drivers in the wet. So
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're correct. Now, the Leclerc one, I want him to win. Do I find it realistic? 60% realistic. I think he could win. I think he definitely could win. He's very capable of doing it. It's just literally all of his wins, damn near. I'm not gonna say all of them are his team's fault because some of them are his fault, but all of his wins gotten potential wins gotten stripped away because of just something that happens. But I like Leclerc. I don't have Max on my podium this weekend.
What? Say what?
And I know we just got done talking about how the safest thing is the Big Macs and blah, 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 blah. I do not have him on the podium this weekend. I have George Russell second. I have Leclerc first.
Hmm.
And I have Mr. Lewis Hamilton third. Second and third for Mercedes. Leclerc is going to get first. Something we haven't had this in a little bit. We're due for a Red Bull unfortunate event. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're due for a Red Bull unfortunate event because I don't know if you've seen it. Max has been getting complacent. He's partying. He's up in these clubs. He was with Canelo, freaking raising up the belt and everything. Like, no,
Fire.
dude, fire. Yeah, fire pick. By the way, I'm not gonna
So
lie.
you think he's on his Johnny Manziel shit right now?
Not that. Oh, boy,
Not that
that is a
bad.
whole other can of worms. Not that bad, but and you know what? And me saying Red Bull's complacent, it's not the truth either. But like we called the last one, I think we are due for some sort of unfortunate event to happen to a Red Bull car, and I just think it's going to be Max's this weekend. And if I call it, I'm FaceTiming you immediately, and I'm just going to be like, "What I tell you, brother?" Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you have this one because I'm not gonna back that one. I think
because
he's
I'm
just so
not
good
gonna
that
back that.
I think he's just that guy, and he can go party all he wants.
Yeah, you're
So
right. You're probably right.
he's a rock star, man. But that would be pretty wild to see. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities because even after they fix the main reliability issues, like we've seen Checo's car have some problems during the season. So
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. We've seen his have some problems, this, that, and the other, and I just think with the engine penalties they've taken the last couple races just to get new PUs, and obviously that's just standard procedure. But
kind of
I
sus,
don't
I guess.
I don't know. No, it's not. It's that. I don't know, man. I think there's just gonna be I can't tell you confidently what car. I just think it's going to be Max's, but we're due for a Red Bull unfortunate event. From a freaking sensor failing or a tire not screwed on right, which their pit stop crew is class, so I don't think that's going to be it. But something. It's going to be something, in
Okay.
my opinion.
Well, you guys heard it here first. The only man betting against Max Verstappen.
Yeah, literally, probably the only man on earth betting against Max Verstappen. So, I mean, Singapore, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to get this going. Uh, we're gonna have a Clips guy. I finally found one on Fiverr, so that's cool. Um,
Ooh,
yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you excited for this weekend?
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to Sunday, very much so, and I'm gonna try to catch practice and stuff on Friday, and maybe quali on Saturday. Just
Oh no,
depends.
yeah. I'm gonna be watching at my desk at work now. Now that I've got a desk, it's freaking
Ooh,
awesome. But yeah,
fancy.
guys, episode 38, Lockup Podcast. It's good to be back. Next week we will have video. I'm gonna have good lighting. I know we said that the week before, but when we come back, actually it'll be this Sunday. This Sunday when we do the podcast for the race recap, I will have a camera and I will have good lighting now that I'm all situated and have my own room and desk now. So be on the lookout for that. Follow us on Twitter at TLUPF1. Instagram for your short stories and clips, tlup.f1, all lowercase. Obviously, this is going up on YouTube, Anchor FM. Check that out. Anchor, anchorfm.com, or no, anchor.fm/, the Lockup Podcast. And yeah, everything will be in the description. And Chris, any final words, my guy?
uh, no, you're gonna lose in fantasy football, and my predictions are gonna be right. So Yep.
It's really like that this week. Well, tune in next week to fucking find out that. See you guys.
Later.